Hey traders, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Happy New Year. Happy new things to come. So I want to start running some new tests this year. Really, I've tested like the EA before. I've already got results on that, but I'm doing it in a little different way this time around. So I just want to get some results from that, get an idea. How can I switch things up? How can I keep things the same? What's working, what's not? Whether these tests are being run on the EA or whether they're manual trades. This here is going to be semi-automatic. And I just have a few pairs to actually run them on here, maybe about 6 pairs, 7 pairs, something like that. So let's just jump into this. I already did the analysis basically, but what I want to do right now is basically get an overview for what it looks like, and then we're going to see at the end of the week trades that were taken, how they came about, and how they ended up ending. So let's just look at the first one here. So this is going to be the main screen where basically the trades get picked up and sent there from. So this is basically how I explain a lot of the other analysis over on the YouTube channel. So this here is the 4-hour time frame. If we go to the weekly, which I won't go through here, but each of these vertical lines is 1 week, right? So that already being in my mind, I know that last week was a bullish week. This week here was a bullish week. This week here was a bearish week. But because last 2 weeks, given last 3 weeks actually were bullish, next week I'm looking for other bullish opportunities. So given where price is right now, at the previous high area, I'm going to look for some type of retracement of that, come back down to these lower supports, and let's get a bullish candle to come into the market. Yeah, once we get a bullish candle to come into the market, we can then act on that idea. Well, the EA will be able to act on the idea, put our entry in, put our stop loss in, put it at the proper risk management. No TP will be set, not in this case here, but we're going to ride those out 1 to 3, 1 to 3 plus, and we'll see how those go. Low account balance, but we just want some results, right? So this is what this is looking like here. We just have these ideas of support that we want to see get rejected to take a trade. Next, after that, we have Euro USD. So we're also going to get a picture of the correlation of what a lot of these, the strength is looking like. So last week was a bearish week. This does have the idea to change if we go through and break these highs, but given just trend following, last week was a bullish week, and 2 previous weeks, two and a half weeks before that were consolidating weeks. So it's just to show the pressure is shifting and changing. We had a lot of bullish upward momentum here, consolidation, and 1 bearish week. So we're going to look to see if price is good, how price reacts to these resistance areas. It is a little different from the rest, given that we're going to look for bullish opportunities here, bearish opportunities going into this week. And when we go on to GJ, last week was a bullish week. All the previous weeks, last 1, 2, 3 weeks were bearish weeks. But that's not the idea right now, simply because last week was a bullish week and we've been having major moves to the downside. So we can see price try to reverse and start to kind of like make up for itself. So there we have our support. There we can see our resistance turn support in this area too. Pushed way down, caused liquidity grab, a lot of losses of money and stuff like that before price shoots back up. And so we're going to look to see if this uptrend momentum is going to continue. And for us to even get into a trade on this, we're going to need price to form another rejection of that support. We would have entered on that last candle, but this whole thing obviously was not set up at that point in time. So we're acting on it if we get another rejection. If we push higher, we'll update with more support and resistances, or supports in this case. But going on to the next one, GU, last week, like I have here, bullish week. This week previous was a bullish week as well, but very minor consolidating stuff like that. So we also just have this area of support that we're breaking through, that we broke through last week, form liquidity, form the loss of money, especially after this support has been formed up for a whole week. Price now is pushing to new highs of the week. So or I should say back at old highs of the week, where the week opened previously. So with all that bullish momentum and the supports that we formed down below, which should act as areas of support that price should not want to break above, not want to break below, if it is to continue upward. So when the market opens in a few hours, maybe like call it 3 hours or so, a trade I anticipate will be taken right here, because this last recent candle is a rejection of that support. It's not a breakout, because the last candle before that actually broke out, which would have been a trade to ridiculous stop loss right around here, I believe, or maybe at the bottom of the candle. Yeah, that's some of the things I want to concur live, right? Because you got to see how you deal with these things, how you manage with these things, what needs to be adjusted, how do you feel. These are all important questions to the equation, okay? So GU, looking for some bullish opportunities. NZD USD, same thing, back at old previous start of the week highs. And we're still going to look for bullish opportunities on this to at least probably come back to the previous highs of probably the month 3 weeks ago. And to wrap up with this, so we can see the momentum is starting to change. It is conversely to USD, Euro USD right around here, because this one is also short, while USD CAD is also short as well, right? But last week was bearish week, the week before that bearish week, the week before that bearish week. So we're getting a lot of bearish momentum at this time, so we're going to look to ride that wave to the downside. Okay, so apart from that, we have USD Swiss, same thing. It was a bullish week, but we can just see how the market structure was developed. We did not manage to break above that resistance, or we did temporarily for a liquidity grab, still pushed down to basically start of the week lows. Last week before that was a bearish week, the week before that was a bearish week. And so what I see is just this area of resistance that was building up over the last 2-3 weeks, having that pushed, having money taken before we can have potential moves back down to the recent lows, recent lows of this whole structure. And when we take a look at the last one that we have, USD JPY, we can see that there's just a lot of consistent downward structure on this 4-hour time frame. Remember, each of these are 1 week, so last week bearish, last week bearish, the week before that bearish, this week here bullish, sure, but that bullish activity doesn't last. And that's what I'm trying to get through to a lot of you guys, that you need to be in the direction of the major trend, because a lot of these momentary trends don't last, right? And if we want to be on the winning side more, we should take the higher trend, the greater direction, take the risk of being wrong, going in the direction of the greater stuff, right? Don't be wrong going against the greater stuff. Okay, so that's all that this basically looks like for going into the week. Like I said, in about 3 hours the market's going to open and this whole thing is going to become active. We can see up there we have a smiley face, and so these are going to be sent over into the Telegram. And basically, if I can explain the whole test here, so just real quick, so we got this that I'm basically testing, can send some messages here, and they end up over into the Slack that we're going to create. Yeah, just some side notes, but we got some Slack with some mindset stuff, some investing stuff. Oh wait, you can't see it. Yeah, we just got some mindset stuff, some investing stuff, some light things on trades. But basically this will be developed, and all the information that I basically go through, all that stuff is going to end up being put right around here, right? So it opens up into this where you have access to a bunch of books that I read, a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of day-to-day stuff that I go through. You want to join the TPA community to see what's going on, what I go through. There'll be reviews, you need support. I put a bunch of the working out things, and all of the trading that I do will be posted here as well. All the trading that I do will be posted here as well. The TPA course is here as well. And we're going to run through with the updated version of the TPA course. Put on this as well. Tap into the Slack if you're interested. And hey, it'll be live. It'll be up and running soon. So let's just wait a little. Let's get the market open. Let's touch in on some of these trades, risk rewards, thoughts, all those things important to the equation. We'll catch you back in a bit. Peace. Okay, traders. So we're back. We're about like 5, 6, 7. We're about 8 hours into the new day now, and so we hopped into 2 trades. Well, EA ended up taking 2 trades for us. Let's pull this up right here. Okay, so this is NZD USD. You see we're just right there. We're about 25 pips into profit right now. We did put our stop loss right on the other side of the zone. We did get a huge candle on entry, so that's just life on that one. We have our stop loss right there, 35 pips, and we're currently almost risk one for one there. And then we have our other one, GU, and had a bit of a tighter stop loss on this. We entered this right then when the market actually opened, and then there was a spread increase of all of this. So we were down a little as soon as we opened, but we've been pushing up into profit now, about 60 pips up. So believe we covered our stop loss already. Let's just check out the Slack. Okay, yeah, so there's just some quick things from the Slack. I sent all the images in. This was posted as an update when we opened in the market. We're down 29 pips. Then I fixed some things, right? Why the trades were not sending properly. Then we basically have this trade that we ended up taking too. So we have stop loss 36.8 right there. And we are pushing up on these prices. So our other pairs here are still just trending, no entry opportunities or anything like that. But we'll stay tuned and we'll catch up and see how it goes. What's going on, traders? Welcome back. We're 1 day later. It is currently about 1 a.m. So we're about to jump into some new trades if it's going to take any. I think we're going to take some trades over on GJ. I just updated this. Boom, right on time. We just hopped into that trade. EA going off. Yeah, EA going off. So we just hopped into that trade. We have a stop loss of 51 pips. Slight. We'll see if we're still in it by tomorrow. But I just wanted to show a quick update. So we lost about 1%, and we are currently floating up about 2.2%. Right now we're in the down and lows. Basically, we're looking for, in a few hours, we should be pushing up to the new highs. So we'll give some time for that, and you've still got about, call it 9 hours, 10 hours till that happens, till I would be anticipating that. But yeah, we are up a tiny bit. Today's only Tuesday, day 2. What else do we got going on here? So this one we never ended up taking a trade on. This one, it was bearish last week, right? Given that we started down there from a bearish week. Now I've switched it over to I switched the EA over to just taking, oh, look at that, it's still long. Crap. Well, either way, we did not interact with our zone. So yeah, either way, so I need to change that to long. Either way, yeah, we didn't come back into our zone, so we didn't hop into an entry. But if we do come back down into there, then we'll be triggered into one, and then we'll look to take that up as well. So that's really that. We just looked at this, so we just formed a bullish candle rejecting the support. So reason for entry, I had to draw this in myself, so in that way it's semi-automatic. There's no TP. I'm gonna have to send a TP or close the trade. The only close trades this does is when it hits a stop loss. Otherwise it has to be me there. Apart from that, this one we're still just waiting on. I was looking at this on the lower time frame. If you're not following the Pip Academy on Instagram, then you should follow it, because that's where I post this trade to. Basically when we're a little lower, I just had the marking in before, but I restarted the program, didn't save it, so they deleted yellow. So we basically had this that I had measured, right? And so far we've come back down. We haven't formed more bullish structure yet. We're currently in an area of basically a double top, so we'll see how it deals with this. We still have a few more hours before we're looking for things to really get active and back up to those new highs. One thing that we can see here as well, support, resistance. Please don't take a trade. Yeah, so we have some support and resistance there basically. And in this case, we're basically having that liquidity grab up there because we have price dipping below. Then we're going to look to see price try to continue back to the upside, you know. Main trend going upwards, right? We have a support which everybody thinks will hold, and it just breaks temporarily. Have a lot of people lose. The sellers that were in the market here, they're in for a, the buyers that were in for the market buying this support, they were in for a loss as the price pulled through that area. And then the sellers that enter the market now, they're going to be in a loss when price goes back on top, and the market's just going to continue going on the way it's been going previously, right? The trend is always likely to continue until it's not. So we're looking for price to continue back up to these areas, and just like the picture that I'm going to put here, this one I posted on Instagram, we should come back up to the T1, T2 levels before price is looking too tired out. We can still continue to push up and up past that, but it's just forming more of an extreme where we're going to have more of a pullback down to just like this support and resistance that I've marked here. We're going to have another support and resistance there once we get past that area. But let me delete this because this is wrong time frame. Boom, we can basically just leave that like that. NZD, we are progressing upwards, looking to probably take our profits around these areas. Depending if we get there, we'll look to see what the structure is like and all that. And apart from that, no trade on this, still just pushing to the downside. No trade on this, still just pushing to the downside, no retracement. We did hop into a trade on this, about a stop loss of 100 and something pips, if I remember, like 103, 106, something like that, 109. So with this trade here, normally I wouldn't do 109 pips. Like I said, I have to be there for the EA, but I would cap it normally just at 100. In this case here, it's not capped at 100. I do want to work on this EA a little. Literally every person I've contracted, at least 10 to 15 people I've contracted to work on this thing, all say, bro, it's too hard of a job, I can't do it. And which I don't understand that type of conversation. But I cannot get into the guy who originally coded this back in like 2016. We're still looking on this. We had a nice rejection from that support area. So we're looking to see if price wants to follow through to the downside and clear these new lows, continue with the downward pressure that it's been doing oh so long. But that's it for this little update, guys. We'll catch you back in a little when we have some development on what the market is doing. And currently still 2.2% profit. Given that we've also lost 1%. So we're floating up 3.2% right now. Catching a bit. Traders, what is going on? Let's get in a quick update right now. It is 19:51, and I think that time is about 9 o'clock. Yeah, it should be about 9:51 right now. Let's touch on what's been happening. So last night, I don't think I made an update, but we are back today. And no trade opportunity there. Here on Euro USD, we rejected that support. We're still moving up, just slight 35 pips right now. We did take some losers on some of these other trades, but we had some other really good trades on GJ, which we're going to get to last. But let's go to this. So got stopped out of our first position that we entered right around there. Stop loss, other side of the zone. We ended up losing that position for about 109 pips or something. Maybe I can show that right now. Okay, so here I'm just running a test. Don't mind if you see any like weird writings and stuff like that, just because I'm still trying to figure out how Slack works. I am just putting together all my thoughts and stuff like this, realizing what doesn't send, what does send. Can I delete stuff, things just like that. So for earlier today, let's check it out. So for earlier today, we can see that we had that position, that sell position that I mentioned before, for a loss, right? Came back, that position that we had on on GU, ended up coming back down to our entry area, and then back up into profit a little. So it's life, you know, sometimes we take trades and they come back, hit our break even if we spend a few days in the trade. It's life. It's life. That's how the market goes sometimes. You gotta still be here to keep trading. That's just it, right? Here we did take one trade right there. We had a small stop loss of 9 pips on the other side of the zone. And in this case, we did run up, hit that stop loss. If this does close bearish, we're going to take another entry on that too. A reason why this stop loss was so narrow, one, and also got hit so quickly, was really because of the 5 o'clock spread. So yeah, as we were going into the new day, we had a little bit of high spreads and stuff like that. So that's a reason why a lot of these positions, especially with tight stops, are going to be hit out a lot sooner, a lot easier. And why you never see me taking these high risk trades, as I mentioned in other videos, you never see me taking these high risk trades over into the next day, because the next day, as we go into it, that spread is ridiculous, okay? USD CAD, we never pulled up to our entry opportunity. That's life. Let it play. This one here on the on NZD USD, still rising. We did reject the support. So right there where we had a 50%, basically an indecision candle, the wick is bigger than the body in this case. That is a key for us to enter the market, in which we did, and I let all the students know. That's the type of thing that we can enter on as well. That and the clean bull bear rejections, bear bull rejection. The students know this. But beside that, let's get to our two most interesting pairs, which I will probably settle down with. We just went over this. We got an entry opportunity, came back down to our break even. So this is an EA that we're working with, right? TPA SR right over there, smiley face. Once we actually, so let me see if I can just drag in the trade. Okay, boom, there it is. So we entered right there at the start of the week. Price went all the way up. 100 pips is where the EA is set to cover at. So once 100 pips has been attained, then stop loss gets moving to break even. And then we came back down ever so slightly and we got hit there. It's life. If we do come back for another opportunity later tonight, I will update these with new support and resistances and stuff. So if we trigger into a new entry, we trigger into a new entry. If we don't, we don't. Let's go into this, because I noticed the Slack did not post these trades, these two successful trades that I took on this earlier today. I noticed the Slack, the information wasn't sent over. Let me show you what information was sent. So they're just some modified orders. There should be a few modified orders, like 2 or 3 of them. So we have modified order, right? We did this. We came for a small win on this. I just broke even and price came back down, stopped me out. Life. We had a small gain on that one. Then you can see we came through. We did another buy here, right? So there's this buy and this order that was also modified. And these are the positions that I'm talking about, where we got out at this price, 92, 160.92, and I'm going to put the screenshot here. So you can see I shared this over on the Pip Academy Instagram page. Right now, my Instagram page did take it down for a little, just because that's how I'm feeling. But anyways, we will be back with the main Instagram 247 pips shortly. It's whenever I feel like it. These positions, I posted the before and after on the Instagram story, and we all got to partake in it. I wanted to share the opportunity before it was completed. I posted as soon as I gotten it, and you guys let me know that you guys were able to reap some rewards on it, which is really good. Okay, so I went through and I added the positions in there, and the way I went through and I did these, it was a 30-minute analysis basically. We ended up just taking our analysis from the 30-minute time frame, mainly what I was seeing was the fact that I can't put a horizontal line or the EAs you can take a trade, but basically we have this support that I seen building up. So I went to go take a trade, went down to the 1 minute to actually take the entry, right? So boom, this was our first entry here. We came up and I should have taken my TP there. I should have gotten out of the market on breaking that new high, but I didn't. Instead, all I did was I moved the stop loss to break even. And the students know I always recommend these are possibilities that we have. As we're breaking to those new levels, we know that new things are going to come as new highs or new lows get formed in the market. So when those new highs are formed, if you're going towards the main, if the main trend of the market is up and we're trading bullish, right? When a new high is made, we need to accept the fact that the trend is technically completed. It has done what a trend does and it surpassed its previous self, right? So at that point in time, either you go through and you close profits or you secure your winners. That's what I did here. I just secured myself for a small gain. So here we have the same thing. We have a entry here and our stop loss is looking to be placed on the other side of the support as it should be. Same thing with the second entry I take there as well. So we ended up coming right around here for it was about risk 1 for 2, so about 16 or 16, so risk 1 for 1 there, and about risk, call it 7 pips for 27. 7 goes into 27 maybe 4 times, almost 4 times, right? So about risk 1 for, let's call it 3.7 on that one there, risk 1 for 1 there, and we have about a break even, a very small gain there. So those 2 trades, yeah, basically these 3 trades that we ended up taking, more so these last 2 trades, ended up bringing the count to about positive 29%, right? So I'm pretty confident with the rest of the trades that we'll end up taking for the week that the losers won't be so significant that we'll end up still having a negative week. Even though today is officially Tuesday, we're going into Wednesday. We're officially Wednesday, we're going into Thursday. Well, Thursday is right now in the markets, right? So given by what we have here, we're still going to take this bullish. This was based on the 4-hour time frame, right? So we're just writing these things. You're not supposed to care whether these are super duper winners or super duper losers. You are just taking your trades, trading your plan, doing what you're supposed to do, not caring about the other stuff, okay? But that's being said for this video, guys. We will tap in a bit, maybe when we get some new opportunities, when we're taking some new trades, when there's something to update. So we'll be back. Peace. Hey traders, what's going on? Let's just wrap up the trades for this week. It is currently Saturday night and it is about Sunday morning. It is about 6:20 a.m. So let's just go through opening up the MT4 here. And I know I posted on my Instagram recently, the time is a little bit off here. Don't know the exact time, but given the time of the EA and stuff like that, over on my personal Instagram, I shared, I think it was like negative 129 pips, but we're up 20 something pips. I knew it wasn't 100% correct just because I could see the balance and like my quick maths in my head. I calculated that it's actually more than 30, but there we can see, I don't know if we can see that. And if we just go to the front here, we're gonna hit send weekly profit report. It's gonna tell me it's sent. Where did it send to though? Sent over into the Telegram. Boom, and I can see that there. So let's scroll up a little. So we have the results of the week, which we're gonna go over and look over on the charts, but here is what we posted. So I originally did this, sent the weekly profit report, and I seen that it was this, but I know I still had a positive balance. So I'm like, let me show the percentage increase, right? So we can get a good comparative between, yes, we're trying to get pips, but what's more important, the pips or the percentage increase, you know? So Apart from that, I went ahead posted that, so it was about 20. But one thing here is that the date that these are happening on is the 13th, and there's no trades from the 13th here. So today, when I opened up the MT4, I got this sent, which was today, just now. And so we get the trades that were taken on the 13th as well, which was 3 wins and 1 loss. And still we have a negative total of negative 5.9 pips. But there we can see we can gain 32.5%, and that's from 1,000 to 1,300. But that's that, you know. So let's just jump on the charts and actually see what the results were for the week. So we're gonna start there. Boom, we had bullish intentions. We never came back down to the original support areas. We could have went through and updated the system like this, right? Took an entry on this area as we came back up. But that's just not what we did, you know. I wasn't too active on this pair. But in particular for Euro USD, when we did come back into this area, we did peak off, and I'll put some pictures. And I'll put some pictures of that trade that I actually have on this, because we rolled this up to quite a bit. GJ, we rolled up to the top just a tiny bit. Got to lock into some profits. I believe this might have closed break even. GJ buy closed negative 51 pips. And we had another. These two were taken manually, and I'll put those pictures in as well, but these were taken manually. These were good trades. These are probably the leading reason why we were profitable, why we had a really profitable week, including this USD JPY short trade. These are the ones, they're just all considerably small losses to the degree of percentage. And so the positives just came through and overdid its thing, you know? Okay, but here we went through. Managed to take some trades up to the upside on this. Boom. Do we see it here? This one just consolidated at the support. Support did hold, but it was just a rocky time to actually hold our trade and be able to make a lot of new highs. This continued to fall, no retest. This one here did go up into our resistance areas, did get a lot of high wick rejections. Overall, still closing as a bearish week, a lot of indecision. And then this one, very cleanly, USD JPY fell. First it came through, rejected. That position lost as price came back and made a new high. As we got another rejection of that area there, price fell very beautifully. We ended up getting 200 pips as price came down here. Price came back up here, hit our stop, and then continued to fall. So we missed out on maybe about 100, 200, 300 looks like more pips. Nonetheless, it was still good work because we still closed profitable. This trade still closed profitable. The trading week was still a success. So that's all there really is to say about it. Make sure you keep certain things in perspective. You need to be thinking about your risk percentage. You need to be thinking about your risk to rewards on your trades. You need to be keeping a positive mindset when you get these things done. That being said, guys, that's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.